Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Fofucha Dolls. I'm so happy today to introduce to you these stamps that I'm offering now in my Etsy shop. They are clear polymer stamps, and I'm selling two styles. This is one style, and this is the second style. Each set comes with one acrylic block. They easily mount onto the acrylic block. So you would just need your ink pad and stamp on the actual head of the doll. This is great for those of us who have a hard time freehand drawing your eyes on your Fofucha dolls. I think the eyes of your dolls are very important. They're definitely what gives character and defines your doll. So if you are having a hard time drawing it, don't worry. I do offer templates and stickers, and now I'll be offering stamps as well. I have one already done back here. Let's just put this there, and here she is. She was done with this stamp. And I will show you a real quick demo. I just wanted to zoom in and show you her eyes. It's very, very easy. And here we go. So what I like to do is I like to create a nose. And you could do that with a little hole puncher. The nose allows me to give me a point of reference. And that's why I personally like to have a nose on the doll. Or if you don't want to use your hole puncher, you should draw a little nose with a permanent marker. If you don't want to do a nose, that's fine. You'll have to gauge it on your own on how to stamp the eyes. Okay, so let me put this tea light here so I could just position this. And then let me move this to the side. I have my own rubber stamp that I'm using. To clean it, it's very easy. Once you've used it, you just put some soap and water, or just water and paper towel. It's an easy clean. If your stamp turns yellowish, this is a little yellowish, that's perfectly fine. Nothing will happen to the stamp. It's just that since this is done with UV lighting and the properties, just when it's exposed to light, it just turns a little tinge of yellow. But like I said, it doesn't affect the quality of your stamp. Your stamp should still work perfectly fine, just like this one's working fine with me. So get yourself an ink pad. I've already been practicing here. I do recommend if you could get some scraps and just play around with your ink pad and practice. I'll show you here. Let me just move this so the camera, you can see it towards the camera. Just put on the ink. You shouldn't rub it. You could just move it a little bit back and forth, side to side, but you shouldn't be rubbing your stamp onto the ink pad. And then just gently stamp. Again, that was not a good example, but that's why I recommend you practice. You practice before you go on to your doll. So let's do it one more time. That's a very good example. That was nice and clean. Now, if you have a stamp here in a corner, you could wipe that off with a paper towel before putting it on your doll. You could simply wipe this part off before even putting it on the doll, because the doll does have a round surface. Now, if you don't have the chance to do that, don't worry. You could use a little bit of rubbing alcohol and clean up the face of your doll. Okay. So let's give it a shot and work on the actual doll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ink And my stamp ready. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to stamp it here first. And that's a really good stamp. And I'm going to reuse that. I'm not going to ink again. Here I go. I'm going to slowly put the bottom, go towards the top, move it gently, and then move it towards the left. And there I have my eye. Okay, now you're saying, well, there's ink on the bottom of the doll. Again, you could clean that up. I'm getting a paper towel. And I'm going to wipe it off. And you could get a little bit of rubbing alcohol as well. And it should completely come off. That's the neat part about foam. Foam is very forgiving when it comes to inks and paints. You could do so much. You can clean up your mistakes. You could definitely paint with water. Let me clean it up with water. And she's all clean. So I didn't get this side, but that's perfectly fine. That's fine because at least I have the entire shape that I wanted. So what I did here was I filled in this part with white and then the second layer with brown. And then I added a little bit more white. So here's when you have a chance to play with your brushes and your painting techniques. If you could use your floating technique, and there's a lot of ways that you can manipulate your brushes with water and strokes. And this would be a great way that you can play with that and make your doll eyes very real. And let's try the other side. Since I'm done with this side, I'm going to show you how I clean it. I'm just going to have water here. And I don't endorse any brand. I just picked up a quick ink pad from a local craft store. And you do use the one that says dye. So I'm just gonna clean it up. And all the ink has gone away. I'm just gonna gently pat it. I'm not gonna rub it too much. And then I'm just gonna let it air dry. Okay, so now we can work with the next eye. I'm going to place it. I'm gonna get my let's get my foam sheet ready too, because I'm going to push this back so you can see I'm gonna stamp it as well. I'll rock it back and forth gently. I'm not gonna rub. Like I said, I don't recommend rubbing it, so I'm gonna put it towards the camera so you can see. Just a gentle back and forth and side to side. Okay. Let me stamp my foam sheet. And here I got a perfect eye. And I'm going to use that same ink. I don't want to ink again. I like for the ink to be a little bit faded, not too dark, because then it allows me to work even more with my black and my thin eyeliner brush. All right, so we're going to position it here. Don't be afraid. Now, I might have a little bit of extra ink here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe it off. I'm going to wipe it off. If I don't wipe it off here, that's fine. You can wipe it off on the foam. There you go. It could be a little messy, but trust me, it's all worth it in the end. Okay, I'm ready to stamp. Stamp towards the left, towards the right, towards up. Remember, since you're on a round surface, towards the bottom. Sure enough, this one came out really, really good. So there, it helps you define your shape. You don't have to freehand. You don't have to draw it on. Now it's when you go in, like I said, with your brushes. I'm going to clean her nose. Her nose got a little dirty. And finish filling it in. It's a very easy task. I absolutely love my stamps. I'm very excited to be offering it, and I hope you are too. So check out my Etsy shop. They're listed there. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at fofuchadolls.com, or my email is fofuchadolls@gmail.com. And I'll have my Etsy link at the end of this video. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more. Bye-bye.